Good morning, Lisa, and happy Saturday. It is July 25th, and you look very pleased with that iced coffee.
I am. The cup is cold, the cafe is calm, and my phone has not asked me to update anything yet.
That last part may be the true weekend luxury. Did you do anything exciting before coming here?
I cleaned one drawer. I found old receipts, 3 pens, and a button that belongs to no known shirt.
So you looked into a small space and found a whole hidden world.
Exactly. I expected a drawer and got a tiny museum of choices I do not remember making.
That fits today. All 3 stories ask us to notice what is happening under the surface.
I like that. It feels less like a school theme and more like a reason to look twice.
We have a faint planet, a split sales picture for Burberry, and islands shaped by tides and life.
Space, shopping, and sea turtles. That sounds like the best table at a very odd dinner party.
Today's keyword is under the surface, looking beyond the first thing we can see.
Very useful. A neat drawer can hide chaos, and a simple headline can hide a much bigger contrast.
If you are new, welcome to Cafe Talk. We turn real news into natural English and friendly conversation. Listen for the facts, but also for how we react, ask questions, and keep the talk moving. If that helps your English, please subscribe and join us for a fresh conversation each day. Bring coffee, tea, or a mystery drawer button. We accept all 3. All right, let's start by looking far beyond our cafe window.
I'm ready. Show me what was hiding in the sky.
A faint new planet has been revealed around the young star Beta Pictoris after a decade in hiding, and direct imaging made the news possible.
A decade? My phone camera struggles with dim cafe lights, so that wait feels enormous.
The AP story describes something that was there but could not be brought clearly into view before.
Then, in hiding fits perfectly. The planet was not late, we were still trying to see it.
Right. This is a reveal, not a planet suddenly arriving, and that difference changes the whole picture.
It's like finding a cup at the back of a dark shelf. The cup did nothing. Your view changed.
That gives us a daily picture of direct imaging, because the story centers on an image of the object itself.
It sounds simple, but the work must demand patience. Look, wait, compare, and look again.
The headline also calls the planet faint, meaning hard to see here, not weak or ready to fall over.
Good, because I was about to offer it half my sandwich in a chair.
Keep the sandwich. Still, that short word changes the mood from a bright discovery to something elusive.
Yes, new planet sounds loud, while faint new planet makes me lean closer to the screen.
The phrase, after a decade in hiding, adds time and turns the reveal into the end of a long search.
10 years changes my reaction. I lose an earring for 10 minutes and start blaming the furniture.
This is our first look under the surface today. A quiet point around a star can hold a long story of attention.
It makes me question how often nothing is there really means I cannot see it yet.
That distinction matters in English and in life. It's not there is stronger than I can't find it.
My receipts agree. They are never gone, they're only hiding somewhere in my bag.
The facts stay clear. Beta Pictoris is young, the planet is faint, and direct imaging revealed it.
And the feeling stays with me. A patient second look can turn an empty view into a discovery.
Burberry sales were boosted by the United States while Iran war hit European spending, creating a sharp contrast within one luxury business. That sounds like one receipt smiling while another looks very worried. Exactly. The headline gives us different forces in different places, not one simple rise or fall. If I only heard sales boosted, I would miss half the picture before reaching the fitting room. Tourist demand is also part of the focus, so movement between places matters to the spending picture. I feel a tiny version when I travel. I see a lovely coat, then remember my suitcase is full. Your suitcase sets a personal spending limit. The wider setting in this news is much more serious. Of course, war affecting spending is not a cute shopping problem, so the tone has to stay careful. Exactly. We can discuss the business contrast without treating its cause like a joke or a sales tactic. The contrast still teaches us how headlines work. Boosted by shows what helped one side of the result. The United States lifted Burberry sales, while European spending faced the pressure named in the report. Two places, two directions, one brand. That is clearer than pretending every luxury shopper acted alike. It also takes us under the surface. A total number can hide where strength and pressure come from. My banking app does that. The balance looks fine until I meet 12 small coffee charges. Details change the story. Geography shows why one flat summary would miss the contrast. Tourist demand adds another layer. People do not leave their roots and worries outside a store door. We can't claim more than the report gives, but demand clearly is not one fixed thing everywhere. That's what I'll remember. A global label still meets each customer in a real place. What would make you pause before buying an expensive coat? The price, the trip, or the mood around you? The price first, then carrying it. My practical side always arrives holding a very large tote bag. NASA Earth Observatory highlighted Guinea-Bissau's Bijagos Archipelago as a tide-fueled trove of biodiversity, featuring migratory shorebirds and green sea turtles. That picture already feels alive. Birds above, turtles by the water, and tides moving through the islands. To place it on a map, the archipelago lies on Africa's Atlantic coast and comprises 88 islands and islets. Now I can picture the scale. That is not one lonely dot. It is a whole coastal scatter of islands. The focus is not one animal alone, but a place where tides and many forms of life connect. My schedule runs on coffee and calendar alerts. An island rhythm run by tides sounds much more graceful. The phrase tide-fueled gives the water an active role in how the place is presented. The tide feels like a quiet engine. You may not watch every second, but it keeps changing the scene. And trove suggests a rich collection of valuable things. Here, that collection is biodiversity. So it's living treasure, not treasure in a box, which would be terrible for birds and turtles. Very terrible. Migratory shorebirds bring movement across distance, while green sea turtles add another kind of life. I like how this story makes us zoom out. Their roots won't fit on my little cafe map. Keeping the name Bijagos matters because these islands, not some vague, beautiful coast, are the story's center. Yes, it's a real place with 88 islands and islets, not a nature screensaver from nowhere. This also takes us under the surface. Ordinary-looking tides frame a much richer view of life. Like opening a plain lunch bag and finding the best meal, except this version has wings and flippers. Your food scale is unusual, but it works. The first glance can't show how much life connects here. I also like that this story slows us down. The business news had sharp contrast. This has rhythm. If you could quietly observe one part of the scene, would you choose the birds, the turtles, or the changing tide? The tide. I would bring a notebook, sit still, and then realize I'd drawn the same wave 20 times. Which story stood out to you and why?
I choose the planet. I cannot see it yet feels so different from nothing is there.
I chose the Bijagos Archipelago. Simple-looking tides sit beside a rich range of life there.
Burberry belongs in the lesson too. One positive phrase can hide an uneven picture across places.
So take today's phrase with you. Look under the surface before deciding one headline tells the whole story.
Or before deciding a drawer is empty, it may hold buttons, receipts, and your lost sense of order.
Tell us which story you picked and why, in English or any language you feel at home using.
And add a planet, coat, bird, turtle, or wave emoji so we can spot your team in the comments.
If you enjoyed our cafe chat, please subscribe and return for more real news and natural English. I will be here, assuming I finish sorting those receipts before tomorrow. One drawer at a time, Lisa. Thanks for spending part of July 25th with us. Thanks, everyone. Keep looking twice, and we'll see you in the next Cafe Talk.